Happy Monday. I'm here today with a comics and graphic novel TBR. So as I mentioned in my 2020 goal video, which I'll link up there, I really want to get back into comics and graphic novels during 2020. I really slacked off in 2019 with these different books, and I accumulated so many graphic novels and comics during 2019, and I haven't read hardly any of them. I think I read one comic in 2019, and I can't remember if I read any graphic novels. I think I did read Snot Girl Volume 2. That was the only graphic novel that I read. I have 10 comics and graphic novels here that I would like to read during this next couple months. I'm planning on doing like a quarterly comics and graphic novel TBR, and then do like a wrap up at the end of the quarter. So this is my ones for January, February, and March, the ones I'd like to read during this next couple months. I am going to a Comic-Con in March also, so I'm gonna probably end up getting a lot of more comics from that, so I better be getting on my comics and graphic novels. I mean, they are so fast, especially the comics. You could just fly through them. So the first comic that I would like to read during this quarter is Letter 44. So this comic series is following a newly elected president as he is like getting into office and really like looking forward to making some changes in the United States. And then he finds a letter from the previous president stating that NASA had found an alien civilization in an asteroid belt. They had sent a team of astronauts to go investigate and go like basically establish contact with this alien civilization, and the team is getting closer to the civilization, so now this new president is having to like manage that. I don't really know how deep this goes into it, but I'm really excited. This has been on my TBR for so long. I love anything about space, obviously. I've had this comic series on my TBR for several years, and I'm so excited I finally picked up the first issue, and I'm really excited to get into this one. Hopefully it lives up to my expectations because I'm really excited for it. Next up, I've got Afar by Leila Del Duca and Kit Seaton. This is a science fiction one as well. This is following a girl, and she has discovered that she has a very unique ability to basically jump across other planets and inhabits another body on different planets. She has been making a lot of trouble doing this, so it's her and her brother who's also been a little bit of a troublemaker, and them trying to solve the problems that they've created on their own planet, but then also on the other people's planets as well. The art on this cover is so gorgeous, and I cannot wait to see what the art inside looks. I don't know if it has the same artist inside, but I hope it does because I love this art so much. Next, I have Little Bird by Darcy Van Poelgeest and Ian Bertram. These authors and illustrators are not giving me an easy time today with their names, but this is one I'm so excited to read. I've actually accidentally picked up the first issue of this twice. So I have two copies of this issue, but I'm just going to read what Goodreads says this description of this is because it sounds so cool. It says, with the limitless scope of Star Wars in East of West, paired with the socio-political explorations of A Handmaid's Tale and Monstrous, Little Bird tells the story of a young resistance fighter battling against an oppressive American empire while searching for her own identity in a world on fire. That's all I need to know. Next up, I've got issues 2 and 3 of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. This is a comic series inspired by the new Star Wars land at Disneyland, and it's basically telling the story of Batuu and the history of it. I read the first issue earlier this year and enjoyed it. It wasn't like the most amazing thing, but the art was really pretty and I thought it was entertaining enough, so I'm excited to go ahead and continue on with these two, especially before I go to my second visit to Galaxy's Edge, which is coming up next month. The first issue followed Han Solo and his adventures in Batuu, so I don't know if these both also follow Han Solo or if they follow different characters, but we'll see how it goes with these ones. Then we have Snot Girl issues 11 and 12 by Brian Lee O'Malley and Leslie Hung. This is one of my favorite graphic novel series. It's just so much fun, so hilarious. I love Brian Lee O'Malley like more than almost anything. His writing is just some of my favorite graphic novel work, and I love the Snot Girl series that him and Leslie Hung have been working on. I borrowed these from my sister a super long time ago, so I really need to get these read so I can give them back to her. If you don't know what the Snot Girl is about, it's basically a comedy drama mystery graphic novel series or comic series following a girl who is a really famous influencer and blogger. She's like super famous for her fashion and her photography, and like just everyone loves her, but her life isn't as perfect as it seems on the outside. And so that's what this book is all about, and it's just so hilarious. Highly recommend this series if you really enjoy comics and graphic novels. Then my last 3 books are all graphic novels. First one being Oblivion Song by Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Felici. This is an art copy, so that shows how long I've had this. My sister gave this one to me as well, and she loves this graphic novels comic series, so I really am wanting to get to it. It's just taken me forever. The back of this says, I'll just read what the description says. It says, a decade ago, 300,000 citizens of Philadelphia were suddenly lost in oblivion. The government made every attempt to recover them, but after many years they gave up. Nathan Cole won't. He makes daily trips, risking his life to try to rescue those lost, alone and afraid, living in the apocalyptic hellscape of oblivion. But maybe Nathan is looking for something else. Why can't he resist the siren call of Oblivion Song? I'm really excited for this one. I actually didn't even know what this book really was about until reading the descriptions, so sounds amazing. Really excited to get into this one. Then I have Injection. This is a serialized graphic novel, and I am really excited for this one. The cover makes it look so cool. This is about 5 eccentric geniuses, as the back refers to them, but it also refers to them as 5 crazy people. So they somehow have released some sort of poison into the population. So really excited for this one. It sounds so good. I love books that have some sort of like contagion element, anything like that. Super interesting, so I'm really excited for this one. Then I've got Astonishing X-Men. This is volume 1, which contains issues 1 through 6. So this is following Cyclops and Emma Frost as they try to reform the X-Men. Me and my sister are actually cosplaying as 2 of the X-Men at Comic-Con this year, so I'm really excited to get into the X-Men. They're like my favorite superhero group, have been my entire life. Just love the X-Men. I'm really excited to get into a new comic series to them before Comic-Con to really embody my character, so I'm really excited for this one. And that's all of the comics and graphic novels I'd like to read in the next 3 months. So wish me luck. I hope that I'm able to get back into them this year because I have a huge stack. You guys can't see, but I have a giant stack of them I'd really like to be reading. If you read comics and graphic novels, please recommend me some down below that you think that I would enjoy, especially science fiction ones. I love science fiction graphic novels, so definitely leave those recommendations for me down below. Or if you know any that have to do with cooking, I have one on my TBR that has to do with cooking that I'm really excited to read too. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!